hero now. So fight for your name, die for your legacy, write your own fate, live for eternity. When it all fades, you'll still be standing there, knowing your name went down in history. Through the shadows where the judge cried, blood and battle paved the street side. In the gallows, all the hope dies. Death and sorrow, even crooks hide. Pick up your sword, fight for what's yours. No one needs to be around for you to be a hero now. So fight for your name, die for your legacy, write your own fate, live for eternity. When it all fades, you'll still be standing there, knowing your name went down in history. When the sky caves on tomorrow and you're bleeding blood that's borrowed, pick up your sword, fight for what's yours. No one needs to be around for you to be a hero now. So fight for your name, die for your legacy, write your own fate, live for eternity. When it all fades, you'll still be standing there, knowing your name went down in history. Through the shadows where the judge cried, blood and battle paved the street side. In the gallows, all the hope dies. Death and sorrow, even crooks hide. Pick up your sword, fight for what's yours. No one needs to be around for you to be a hero now. So fight for your name, die for your legacy, write your own fate, live for eternity. When it all fades, you'll still be standing there, knowing your name went down in cry. Blood and battle, paper street side. In the gallows, all the hope dies. Death and sorrow, even crooks hide. Pick up your sword, fight for what's yours. No one needs to be around for you to be a hero now. So fight for your name, die for your legacy, write your own fate, live for eternity. When it all fades, you'll still be standing there, knowing your name went down in history. When the sky caves on tomorrow and you're bleeding, blood that's borrowed, pick up your sword, fight for what's yours. No one needs to be around.
Well, hopefully this is working. Hello to everyone who would be watching this either live or after the fact in VOD form, as my cat has now joined me on my keyboard for the cast. Everyone say hello to Bilbo the orange cat. Well, if you're up for watching someone whose voice you can't hear and is not doing this properly, try and cast some League of Legends, you've come to the correct place. I am now going to do the part where I cross my fingers and hope that in fact this is working. Can we get some ones in Twitch chat if y'all can hear me? This is the great test. Oh my goodness. Holy, alright. Well, I downloaded OBS an hour ago. I attempted to work everything as of the last half an hour. The only problem is, where's my screen? True or true? Yep. This is what I was worried about. We just need to be finding out how to share my screen correctly. Amazing. At least the black screen with the 2 team names and the 0-0 looks beautiful, you know? Oh dear. I am Tyler. You're correct. If I can actually pull this off too, by the way, I will say, and make the screen go working, anyone can, because I am the most low-tech rural Canadian man maybe in the history. So, yeah, we have that. See if I can pull up his image files. Yeah, this is a little bit unfortunate because I can show you, I can stream all of the slides. It is just getting my own PC's camera to display on stream. That is the issue. Well, well. You would think that would be the easiest part. If you can do that, hop in Discord and help with the settings, that would be greatly appreciated, as a matter of fact. I'm not going to gatekeep some help, so. Shout out to my my friend here in Twitch chat. I'm saying that like I've even met this person before. Let's see. Hello.
Yo.
Hello, Mr. Chaos.
What's up, brother?
Oh, we're just trying to get this here OBS up and running.
Yes.
Oh,
All right.
set display to capture. Is that it in sources?
All right. Let me see this quick. If you right click on display, it
Mm-hmm.
should give you a bunch of options. Go to it's either properties or filters.
Oh, there's no way. I picked the wrong game, didn't I? Well, hello. These are the things you should figure out before you go live on Twitch.
Oh, that's too funny.
Okay. Um. So
All right, so click on properties at the very bottom,
properties. Yep.
and
Primary.
then
Oh.
select this. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And then drag that bottom right dot all the way down.
Bingo.
There you go. You should be good.
Now, the only other tricky part is casting a series that wasn't casted.
I think that's the fun part, you mean?
Well, we can always go to. Actually, I'm gonna hide this.
Uh, click that. Hold on. Is click that. You see that little eyeball?
Yeah, hide. Yeah.
Yep,
And
perfect.
then we're into. What were the games that were not casted?
You can cast my game.
All right. Well, we can cast your game. You get me set up on that, and then. Wait, were you Rock versus WTF or CR and PP?
We are we were dot versus.
Oh, Dot versus Two from the
Yeah,
from yesterday.
yeah,
Oh, I didn't see it in the game schedule thread. That's why I didn't.
yeah. We played a little bit late. There's like a week 6 game that we played yesterday.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to. You added me in client, right?
Uh,
Yeah, you did. You did.
I actually
Because
don't.
we're playing you guys this week. So,
I actually haven't added you.
oh,
Hold on.
oh, good. Oh, yeah, you added me on Discord, but not on League.
What's your tagline?
It is 6mg up top lane as the League in username, and then hashtag is LFN.
Gotcha.
Bingo. Oh, you guys were the very, very late game, weren't you? It was like 2 a.m. my time, I think. Like midnight
No,
CST.
we put an 8.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. I did hear there was some games that went on probably a week ago that were well into the night. But, okay. Do you have... I just need your draft links. Where is it?
Slam sent it.
Oh,
Yep.
just the one? Nice.
If you click on it, they'll say view game 2 at the top right.
Okay, last time I was clicking on like all three, so this is actually easier. Yeah, there's the view game too. Ah, I see. Very nice.
All right.
I'll have to unbiased cast your games and give nothing up for playing you in 2 days. But anyway, we'll see. Thank you very much.
All right, brother. You
Appreciate
have
it.
fun. I'm gonna head out.
Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun.
All right. See you, bro.
See ya. And now. Unk finally got it working with some help. So, that is appreciated. And back to the draft, and I will now make myself visible again and give my thoughts on these 2 drafts, which I didn't prep for at all because I didn't think this was the game that I was going to be casting. So, you know, that's fun. It's as scuffed as everything else that I've done today. So we had a B1 Seraphine pick. Beer Leaguers seem to be obsessed with Enchantress supports these days, which can be based depending on your view on those. So Seraphine open into Zinzao, Jinx, R1, R2, Orin Mel, and then Gwen pick is R3. I'm not really seeing anything that I'm like notice really well or notice that I was going to point out from the draft here. It's always more awkward when you're trying to give your thoughts live instead of when you have like a little thing of notes down. I would say red side definitely has a defined fight front to back. Melt their front line with Gwen Azir and even the Jinx too. They have a lot of DPS, very high DPS team. 2 would like to avoid 5v5s as much as possible, play for side lanes. This is kind of one of those games where when you have a Jax in the jungle, it's almost like one of those champs like Belveth, where you'd almost rather it side lane and then the Ornn sit with the Mel, Seraphine, Tristana as kind of like a cluster, and then they turtle and disengage from the red side comp, which should just want to meatball into them at every given opportunity. Alright, so I'm going to move this from draft view to in-game and get this started, which hopefully has just happened. Yes, it has. Alright. Alright, the tech troubles may finally come to an end here. I also don't have the admin privileges to fix the title, so that is the one thing I can't do. Not because I don't want to.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
But yeah, it would be nice to fix the title. I cannot. You're just gonna have to bear with me. We also have, on Team DOT here, we have someone who's recently, I hate to say it, but abandoned ship perhaps? Zor was once on my team, and then he wanted to join his boys over at DOT. I'm trolling, of course. We let him join his buddies. And we did a trade for him and Hobbit. We swapped supports. So anyways, I do have some experience playing with Zor, but everybody else in this game I have not played with or against.
Minions have spawned.
Windows mode leak. Oh, is it tiny? Oh, I have to go back and grab the red dot. You were right. Let me just Alt-Tab and fix it. Oh, except I make it too big.
Soldiers, onward!
There. Is that better? Tiny dot. Tiny dot people. Do we approve? Alas, leak has been fixed. This is now a viewable product instead of the unviewable product it was 20 seconds ago. This is what happens when you cast for the first time, guys. You get some unk things going on. It's like, why can't this boomer just know how to use OBS properly? There's a big hole trading down here. If I were Gwen, this is exactly what I would want to be doing as a top laner. I'd want to be trading early and often into Ornn, and lots of offcenter too. Alright, guys. We're gonna try and fix it. Hold on. There. Now it shouldn't be off-center anymore. Anyway, we've got Team DOT has gained the prio in the bot lane. They got level 2s first. And it's just sort of some CSing siestas here. That Gwen is your brother? Alright, well. Congrats to him, I guess. He's doing pretty well in the top lane. Oh, I have to put the champion icons around. Which other casters like to often complain about, but I really don't care. It's like a couple clicks. Given everything else that I've messed up trying to do this cast, complaining about champion orders ranks pretty low in the priority list. Oh, so Slamerai is the 80 carry playing Mel this game. That's interesting. I didn't think he was going to be doing that. Mel is also a really popular beer league character, and not just in beer league. I guess it's probably a decent pro play pick too. Although I wouldn't know since I haven't watched. I have watched like 2 Worlds games all year. Nice trade coming down here in the bot lane for Slamerai and L. Some constant fighting going on. Gwen, I will say, is giving it to this Horn right now. That is a 7 CS lead with a giant wave coming back. And Horn has to walk out the fighter, but anyways, top laner giving lane commentary, and we have our first blood. Totally chaotic 3v3 in the bot lane that is also still going. My goodness. Learn when to walk away. It's Khan is going to try and hit this Seraphine, and we'll get it with the W of the Xin Zhao. Very nice. Oh my goodness. This Xin Zhao is going to be a gigantic problem. 2 1-1. That's a bit of a yikes. Nothing like giving 30 seconds of straight top lane commentary while there's actual things going on bot lane and just ignoring it on your screen. Amazing. Everyone cares about what top laners think, truly. If it's any solace for blue team here, CFO, they are going to get the tower plate onto the Ornn. That should even up some of that CS difference in the top. Tristana jumping in for a short trade. Drake is up, and both jungles are in their top side currently. We see Tristana Jax moving in to try and get some vision down in that red quadrant. They're expecting Xin Zhao to be there. Gank by the Jax. I love directed camera when it shows you important things. Yeah. The Azir's flash was taken by the Jax there in the Tristana, which is very nice. So now we have a flashless Azir, not like that champion doesn't have a series of gigantic gap closers. And why is camera taking me off of the Gwen to watch this trade bot lane? That is good product. Product Riot Games. Just going to hover back over here and check out Gwen and Ornn. Let's go back here. Yeah, this Gwen is absolutely giving it to Ornn right now. That is a now over 20 CS lead, and it's going to be at least one plate here taken top lane, maybe 2. As we have another trade here, Seraphine barely avoids getting caught by the Chompers. And Ron can't follow up to the stun so far. Jax here for a counter gank. Xin Zhao also in the area doing the dragon. He flashes to land the counter-strike and gets the kill onto Jinx. Will he even make it to the Drake in time, though? It's looking like a no. This is gonna... Right, and that's a Drake for the ADC. Decent trade. Decent trade. Personally, as a top player, I don't care if my AD carry dies if my jungler gets dragon, so, you know. We've got that going. Tristana jumps in again and gets a 0 to the turret, has to blow flash. Okay, so mid lane spicy. Everyone's blowing their flashes. Let's go. Now we're gonna see who Neither one of these champions is honestly that likely to die to a gank. Between Tristana with the W and Azir with the double dash on the soldiers. Neither one of them is like a super gankable lane. This Ornn, however, is, and that looks like a slow push into Gwen. This guy is absolutely cooked here. Yeah, and there's the ult coming out. Oh, here's the Jax. Oh my goodness. Gwen going for a extended trade with Ornn without her Xin Zhao hovering her every 2 seconds, and is counter ganked immediately. Justice for top lane there. But yeah, you kind of just have to assume that Jax is going to be in the area after taking Drake. This is going to be it. Samurai dying to the Jinx reset here. Interesting. Trying to get that wave crash, pushed up too far, and Ornn Jinx have a nice 2v2 there, where they clean up the bot lane. Good job by DOT here. And looks like Jax is certainly dying for this Void Grub take. Not if Tristana has anything to say about it, apparently. She does. You effed up real bad there, Slammer. Yeah, you know. It happens. It happens. Everyone's allowed to take a bad trade that gets them killed every once in a while. This is Beer League. It's, yeah, this is what I mean about it being impossible to gank Tristana or Azir. What's a Xin Zhao gonna do if he can't? Even if he does E onto her, just she leaps away. So you're almost wasting your time going there. Just gank this Ornn, you know. Or Gwen. Spend more time top. Oh, BLS, of course. Azir lands a sick shuffle, which gets him killed, but it does look cool on replay. So props. Props on that one. Attaboy Chaos. Of course, if you know Tristana's flash is down and she just used W, you can just do that. If you make your jungle stay long enough. L looks in danger, has to flash. Oh, blows Seraphine ultimate. Thinking that Xin Zhao was going to keep walking up. You almost want to save that for a tower dive. And Ornn is just going to get clipped off here by the Q execute damage. Someone help this Ornn. He is in a little bit of trouble. Has to flash away from the passive stacking it too. They're kind of getting it. Team CFO is on the receiving end on a couple different lanes this game, but you know, there's always a bounce back. Ornn does scale. Mel is one of the champions in League. Not opportune at all. Oh, is Xin Zhao waiting, lurking in the bush to the great ult. Braum with the zoning ult so that Mel can rejoin there. Attaboy Zor. Just kidding, of course. That was a good setup and execution by Team DOT. Now they're going to get their Jinx. What looks to be 3 plates, if not 4, with that Void Grub. Oh, Slammer. Oh, can't be walking back to turret with the Xin Zhao in the area, and he is going down. Unfortunate. Called the mid laner over, and then died anyway. That's tough. Looks like Tristana is going to just barely escape. It's because I said it. Really. That's why that happened. It's truly because I said it. Had I not said it days in the future from this game happening, Tristana would in fact have lived. Unfortunate. So the Jinx Braum in the end are able to take 4 turrets, and that has now pushed things up to a 4k gold lead. And this Seraphine, if they don't pull someone down to the spot lane, they could just go again. With Azir moving down, he starts. Okay, so they are sitting on a lot of gold. That would be the most advised play. Gwen going to get ganked here by the Jax combo. Looks to escape with the ghost, but you are already dead, my friend. Azir looking to see what he can do here. Should be able to chop these guys down. Yeah, just keep walking forward. Good work there. Got a pink ward. And Ornn should be finished off here shortly. That champion is done. Interesting flash when I could have just ulted him away first and flashed if needed, but Kill secured. Kill secured. His ear is now looking rather fed as a result of that too. I can't keep my thoughts straight. There's just someone dying every 2 seconds on either team. We have a lot of fighting. Mountain Drake is gonna get started up by Dot here, since they have fought Cryo for days, and top laner is coming off a reset to go mid lane. Interesting. Oh my goodness, this Jinx is... she's a bit of a problem. She's a bit of a problem. This is looking rather grim and gloomy. Jack's here hoping that he can beat up the ADC. Jinx isn't 12, but Jax is still interested and finishes her off. We have a Seraphine ult landing now onto the Xin Zhao, who's not taking any damage. Jax Tristana going in, exhaust is dropped by Braum. Nice root by Seraphine. I think that they just stat checked him, and yeah, Jax just is a champion, for sure. I think he definitely needed those ult buffs and armor increases on passive and on ultimate. Thank you, Riot. Another great champion to buff. Jax was looking weak this patch and needed buffs, I think. Warren is pushing Gwen off of the turret when they're both low HP, or is she just trying to proxy him? Oh, she was just trying to proxy him. This is happening when you're watching minimap and not the camera. Yeah, this Gwen is up big in the CS department. That turret is not looking very healthy either. All 3 of the outer turrets, to be honest, are ripe for the taking. Should DOT decide to look for a Rift Herald maneuver. Yeah, we've got 3 lanes, no prio. This is one of the games where, genuinely, if you're Jax, you're kind of at a loss for which lane you're supposed to be in. At this point, I would say you throw all your eggs into the Tristana basket and hope that her and Jax can carry. But, you know, that would be what I would say if I were in comms for PDX. Hope your Tristana can get to IE as soon as possible, and then you can just win team fights with her DPS. But we will see. We will see. Team Rift Herald back and forth. The dance has begun. Warnald coming out. Catch the jungle support of DOT, and they catch the Braum. Braum goes down. We have Tristana getting the resets here. Just standing melee into Gwen. It works. Gwen dies. Xin Zhao is ulted by Tristana away from the fight. They take Jax as well. And somehow, despite despite how that fight was played, we have the DOTW, and they will be taking the Rift Herald. They are just kind of getting stat checked by a massive gold difference, though, to be fair. Benefits of being 5k up at Rift Herald. And yeah, we just can't be checking the Rift Herald out, and unfortunately the Seraphine dies as well. It is difficult because you don't want to approach bot lane with Jinx there because of how strong she is. And you also definitely can't go check out the Rift Herald. But, yeah, that's, walking into river when you're 5k down, it's probably a recipe for death unless you have a lot of vision and are doing that as a 4 or 5 man unit. So, next objectives. If I remembered any of the hotkeys for keeping the objective timers up, that would be great. However, I do not. Jax is looking to duel Gwen. He most assuredly loses to Rift Herald in 1v1. Lucky for him, he has Ornn in the area. And yeah, I don't think that champion needed buffs, to be honest. They take out the Gwen on the side lane, and now Jax is looking strong enough that he might be able to put this one on his back. They are doing the correct thing right now, which is just send everyone top, claim your objective bounties, farm the minion waves. Just being Ornn and Tristana there is also really good. I like that. don't split that turret gold locally among 4 people. That is a little silly. And we know that Drake is starting soon, and no one stayed top. If you're, I guess if you're CFO, you can believe that you can maybe fight a Drake so you don't send someone to the side lane. Unfortunately for them, their support has died. So they're not fighting at Drake anymore. That is tough. This should be a pretty open and shut DOT Drake take here. They're going to try and make something happen with Gwen and Azir not being immediately in the area. Some people would want their Gwen to TP in here and just be there from the start of the fight. Me, however, just farm the side wave top. Make them answer you. You can do 2 things at once. You don't have to feel any pressure as the top laner here to rotate to this Drake, since your team can handle a 4v5 at it anyway. Just maximize your gold gained and accelerate this game. Which is what they do, which is correct. Unfortunately for them, they are going to need Azir TP here this second in order for Gwen to stay alive. They don't get that, so he's going down. How many people will he take with him? And Sugar is doing a ton of damage. And the Brittle will eventually claim his life, but because they're sending 3 people top, that means they now get mid-tier 2 relatively uncontested. And down it goes. Azir with a big engage in the shuffle. Oh boy. Jinx getting 2 resets there on top of the turret. Nice play by Chaos there to shuffle the AP carry and the jungle back into the team for the Jinx to hit those auto attacks nice and close. And they will be now resetting in time for the Baron, which will spawn relatively quick, or the Otacon, excuse me, which will spawn relatively soon. 5 minutes until Baron, so nothing too spicy on the top side of the map until then. Just have Otacon to worry about. One of the perks of working from home is that you can just not do that and then decide to cast Purely Kings. Of course, don't tell them. But you know. Alright, we have Dots setting up for this Otacon, which they should do relatively easily. If I were on CFO, I would be, if I were Team Slamurai, I would just want to send everyone topside and kill Gwen and try and do something there. I wouldn't even be attempting to contest this Otacon. But people love fighting at neutral objectives even when they're almost 10k down and not just like doing the gold positive play on the side lane. So we will see if we'll get a brawl at Otacon. It is a very strong neutral objective, so I do see why people feel the need to fight it. But you see Jax engaging onto Braum and then kind of just gets CC'd up and will die. Oh, and take a 0. Down goes the Seraphine. Sintao's getting reset. He didn't have a Gwen TP to start the fight. And that is kind of why this is going so poorly. Extra Reach, though, is just still free hitting on Jinx. Wow. They are just able to clean up. They have too much damage, unfortunately, for their opponents. So they will be taking this Otacon in short order. The Mel W doesn't stop the critical Mel ult, which is the 3rd one, which does the most damage, and so therefore Mel dies. There is also so much chaos, it's hard to cast this game properly. There is just stuff going on all the time, and it's kind of a sensory overload, to be honest. You know, it's one of those things that's a lot easier when other people do it and you're listening and you're just like thinking to yourself, that doesn't look hard. And then you try and do it, and then your mind is all over the place and you're thinking of like 3 things at once to say, and you do a poor job. So, shout out to all the Purely casters who do a much better job. There's a few of them. Some of them are in this game. Those who know. We also have another potential scuffle starting in the bot side as Dot is just looking to push the tier 3 as a 5-man unit and not have a team fight start off as poorly as the last one seemed to, even though they ended up winning it in the end. Xin Zhao might be getting caught here. They're engaging onto Mel, nice Tristana ult, but it doesn't matter. They are just simply too far ahead. Yeah, and the Seraphine is dying there too. At least Ornn got the tier 1 tower mid lane. Hashtag worth. True or true? Casting's definitely harder than it looks, and I'll get used to it. Yeah, true, and I hope so. And yeah, this is going to be the Team Dot likely putting the finishing touches on this game as they begin sieging the Nexus. They're just never able to really get onto Jinx. They're not able to crack that Xin Zhao Braum frontline with the DPS. And another Azir shuffle that is really good. Wow, Kalos is playing really well this game. There's a lot of people on Dot that could give a game MVP to if I were in charge of or able to do that. Truly dominating Jinx is just... yeah, she's just a little fed. No Jinx, no Beer League Jinx in game 2. That's good news for our friends on the side. And it is how many more kills will Jinx get before this game ends? Just enough for the pentakill. That is a Beer League pentakill in the first game I've casted. And would you think that was hype at all? I was just kind of expected, to be honest. She was that fed. If I were a real good caster, I could have made that entertaining. But alas. But alas. I will pop this game 2 up as well. With avoiding spoilers. Once we can. Watch Unk attempt to navigate this year draft tool. Oh, there we go. All right, so game 2 draft, as we get in there right away, we have a Jarvan Open, the champion that notoriously had an 0-8 record at Worlds. Nice. Kai'Sa Nami Open 1-2. Now, as some people might have seen, I'm quite fond of Kai'Sa top lane, and Kai'Sa top lane feels really good with Nami. Unfortunately, not everybody shares my opinion that Kai'Sa top is a good champion, and it's kind of not, but, you know, it is fun. But AP Kai'Sa with a Nami in power sounds really spicy. We also have Vayne Thresh picked up, and letting Team Dot get Thresh is an interesting decision in draft. I am not going to lie. That is definitely Zora's best champion. There's a lot of playmaking potential here on Dot with Jarvan, Ahri, Thresh. They kind of are like a more of a skirmish brawl team. 2 here with the Anivia pickup. I guess that's good against Sion. There's going to be some unfortunate moments, I think, where the Condemn will end up stunning one of the Vayne's own teammates. I turned the cam off. Oh, I might have. And that's because I think I fixed it now. But let me know. There we go. Unk fixed the screen. You're welcome, people. Also, anyone in Twitch chat, if this is going this bad, feel free to do me up. I'm sure all kinds of people in Beer League would love more casters, and you have to have a lot of people do it and do it poorly in order to like find the gem, the diamonds in the rough, who cast well, you know? That being what it is. I'm assuming that's Anivia mid, Yasuo top, and Kai'Sa bot lane. But if they sent Kai'Sa top this game, Team 2, that would be super based. And then had the Yasuo of Nami bot lane. I don't think that's coming, though. So, anyways, we will... Yes, I will hide my screen. And then open the replay. And then once my game is open on other screen, I will pull up and unhide myself. Thanks for the shout out. No spoilers, no spoilers. I also have to add the game score, which I will do while that loads. If I can figure that out. Bear with me, as someone who has used OBS for an hour attempts to do that. I do need to check which side was which so that I can add the correct score. So blue side. Series score 1. And I can now unhide my screen with the correct game score showing. Nope, with the incorrect. Yeah, no, the correct game score showing. PDX is up 1-0. I second guessed myself. I shouldn't have. Well, we'll have to see if our... Wait, PDX. Oh, that's what someone meant by change the titles. Aha. That's from... Yeah, blue side team name. They are not PDX. They are Dot. And red side team name is in fact 2. That I can change. Wow, that was a... That's a whiff. Unhide red side team name. My client now doesn't want to replay the game file. Anyways.
Welcome to Summoner's
Alright, we're back.
Rift.
With the correct team names and the correct scores. You know, it honestly didn't even matter that we had the wrong team names game 1,
30
because it was
seconds
0-0,
until minions spawn.
and like... This is just code, don't listen. Do not listen to what I'm saying. It was Team Dot and Team 2. Ugh. The man who can't change the titles, or the guy who barely knows the team name, shouldn't be entrusted with changing the titles. Yeah. It's my bad, Slammer. Some people live to right-click the standings, others don't. It is what it is. I've also played 7 total beer league games, so bear with me if I'm not the most familiar with the team names. I do my best, though. I do my best. Thresh and Vayne are going to start with a level 1 cheese in the bush, trying to land a hook with some Vayne sauce going on. Oh goodness. We're gonna go backward here by 15 seconds. My mini-map is kind of shoved into the wall. Just gonna tab over to the spot lane since I know that there's gonna be something happening here. So we have a Vayne tumble into a Nami. I would think Thresh Vayne would win this, but when they're fighting inside of a minion wave, that's where it can get kind of dicey. Thresh then misses the hook. Okay. So that's what happened. Some heavy trading going on in mid lane as well. Top lane, somehow the most peaceful lane on Summoner's Rift right now. As per usual. Very nice. The Yasuo Scion matchup is pretty boring. And same with any Anivia lane. Honestly, kind of a snoozer. Hopefully this Vayne Kaisa provide us with some action in this game. Scion just dies level 2. Okay, Yasuo in with the 1v1 kill. You gotta respect that Yasuo level 2 power spike with the EQ. That is a lot of early damage. And Anivia is also putting the smackdown on the Ahri right now. Directed camera. Let's go back to the lane. Thresh with lands the hook on Kaisa is a follow-up damage. Kaisa gets the passive proc off, so that's honestly kind of a 50-50 trade. Stun landed by Anivia. The E proc of the Anivia passive is a lot of damage, and the auto E is enough to execute the Ahri. Good job there. We have a kind of a swapping of roles here in the mid lane. With the Ahri supposedly supposed to be getting prio here in this matchup, but alas. Dot here, definitely behind in the early game, which is sort of nice to see after game 1, evening things out. Thresh with a good play. Vayne looking to, ooh, doesn't quite execute Nami with the condemn. She's barely able to live. No, it's fine. You can grill me all I want. Jarvan. Okay. Don't read Twitch chat when Jarvan is in the vicinity of bot lane and they're both low HP, as this Nami is going to get Jarvan EQ'd off of the Rift, banished back to the fountain. And that's also a plate for Vayne. So, we definitely have a Vayne win con in the bot lane. Silence. Get a little trade in there. Nicely done. That wave will hopefully, for this Yasuo, crash into the turret, and then he can get that wave reset. Let's just press some tab here and check out. Yeah, the Ahri, despite getting killed, is definitely up in the farm department at the moment. We'll see how this Anivia is able to CS the big wave that's coming into her as it crashes. Once that Anivia gets level 6 too, this mid lane is going to become very unfun as you watch her sit barely beyond her turret. Wukong ganking the Ahri before Anivia has 6, which is key, but will it matter? They get the flash. So now Ahri will be flashless. It's too bad that champion doesn't have 3 dashes on a 40-second cooldown with her ultimate. So when she gets 6, that'll matter.